Peggy 16.
In Immortal Realms you have the Kingdom mode and the Battle mode. In the Kingdom mode you have to manage your kingdom. You have to recruit your units, you capture territories, you upgrade your provinces, you level your lords, and you decide when to go to battle.
So there are lords, then we have 4 different classes of units in the game. So we have archers, we have tanks, assassins, and warriors that all play in sort of different ways. Assassins are really good at like finding a flank, dealing with units that aren't as powerful. Just like in a perfect world, you would find a unit that you can just kill with one hit and then just keep going. That's the assassin role. Archers are quite weak, but you want to place them in a protected spot so they can just keep raining arrows and magical abilities. Then we have the warriors. The warriors are quite fast, which means that like if the opponent has an assassin going in, you can usually chase after them, the warrior, and you'll probably do better. And then we have the tanks, and tanks are quite slow, but they have a lot of health. So they're really good at that sort of like, oh, I found a chokehold that I don't want the enemy to pass. I'll just put my tank unit over there, and he'll stand there for a while, and it's gonna be good.
Maybe you have a lot of ranged units and you sit back with them and your lord is doing a lot of front pace because he has a lot of health. But you could also go really in depth with looking into keywords and variables and what could I possibly do in this fight to really utilize my damage.
So in Immortal Realms we have more than 24 different lord classes. These lord classes define how you play with your lord. For example, you have the more fighter-orientated classes, which will improve your attack damage or your armor or your health. And those are the lords that you just send in up front and kill everything in their way. And then you also have other classes, for example mages, who usually benefit from staying in the back line and performing their spells.
There'll be a variety of ways to show these units, such as we have some that are like purely animals. We have some wolves and bats we can see in part of the beta. And there are also all different kinds of horrors when it comes to the other clans, for sure. And so you can really build your army in a way that you see fit, because you do all the recruitment yourself. You can choose to recruit from a certain building or a certain part of the world, and as long as it's within your clan.
Some of the things that we tried to push for is basically, even if you're not that good at the micro stuff, like the combat overall, let's say, you can still be a really good strategist and have a really good like macro plan and still have that work out. Because you don't have to take every combat, you can auto-resolve some combats. And the other way around, like if you're not really good at the macro perspective, maybe your like economy and all of that isn't really your thing, then if you're really good at combat, you won't lose any units. So, so you have that going for you. So that's very interesting, seeing different players like approach the game in different ways. Like some people will take like half an hour or more on just like focusing on the combat and doing everything like very precise. And other players just rush the combat because it doesn't matter, because they have the other part of the game like completely under control.
We're always looking for the feedback from our players, and based on that, we can improve the game. I think that it's very valuable to work together with them, and we want to continue doing that even after the release of the game.